My head was met with a hard surface, which I could only guess was the ground, the rage still welling against me from the past events. How could one person do such a thing, and the innocent lives of children who were only trying their best? I had no sadness in me, just anger, or perhaps it was all sadness just jumbled all together with my emotions. I have no idea what to feel anymore, the emotions not registering fast enough to think things through. I never got the chance to properly apologize to them, left without knowing how I truly felt. The grief I felt for the poor child who was clinging to my front, as I had landed on my back, making sure to keep him as far away from danger as I could. I'm going to kill that bastard, don't worry little brat, I'm not gonna let anything hurt you. Put trust in your big sister and me. Who would known Venom could be God with kids? Talking to Phil in a hushed tone to soothe the kid. I got on my feet in a hurry to see what had caused me to fall in the middle of nowhere, seeing that I had landed beside the knocked-out Dabi. I also saw the rest of the league was teleported at the same place I was, no a single sign of the number one around. Seeing as the killer was not around immediately put my nerves to rest, making Venom retracted a bit, exposing my face but leaving the black bodysuit on me as a precaution. The blue big-eyed boy clutched onto my shirt, crying into my chest, looking away from everything around him, too afraid to face the outside world. Holding his head in a comforting and protective way, I observed what was going down. Our leader was talking to the tall man in a black suit. He had a black face mask and made him look quite scary. He was also tall for a normal-sized male. It looked like they were have a moment, but was soon interrupted by the flying hero. A powerful punch was thrown only to get caught, but the man. I'll have you return my student. All for one. It clicked in my mind on who the Dark Man was, the big boss of this league. He was the man talking in the screen when Shigs needed help or guidance in the right direction. Venom became feral upon seeing the number one, having the mindset to go and kill the hero. He is no hero. A killer is what he is. I'm gonna eat his head if you don't, Mia. I was about to wrap my face in the bug-eyed mask when I felt a stinging, almost burning sensation on my wrist. The villain I had come to like all too much held tightly onto my wrist as he looked up at me with half-lidded eyes. Carrying Phil with one arm and letting the other be held by the scared villain made me stop in my tracks. Man, what the hell do you think you're doing? You have a kid in your arms. It's like you're asking him to get injured. He spoke in a forced voice, obviously from the fact he had his lights knocked out. It was almost offensive he would say that. I would never wish pain apron the only thing to family I have left. I'm going to kill that son of a bitch who calls himself number one. Please take care of this little guy or me. I attempted to pass over my younger brother, but his grip got tighter as I let him go. And no, don't let go, be big sis, it's so scary. He yelled in between sobs, ripping my heart a little more than it already was. Hey kid, it's okay. It's me, remember? Big bro patchy zombie man. It'll keep you safe, your sister just needs to take care of big girl stuff. So just stick with me, alright? He acted so much like a big brother, it looked like he has been doing it for years, making Phil look at him with sad eyes as he slowly let go of me. Dabi gave him a small smile to comfort him as he left Mar's arms to go into his. Just as the boy was leaving, a massive gush of wind was sent all around, making everyone except for the two in the center to fly away. Having Venom already as a bodysuit, had quick access to coat around the three of us. Sheltering us from oncoming rocks and dust was what the Venom was of goo was doing. The walls soon turned into a dome as more of the fight went on, building being destroyed as the hero go sent flying back from the main leader's attack. No seeing what was going on around us, I prayed that the others were alright, the noise of rubble crashing through the ground making me shiver. I suddenly could hear the banging stop, making me remove Venom from our bodies. Phil was huddled in Dabi's arms as we sat in the ball. He transferred from me to him in a flash. I could see the members almost surrounding all for one, asking on how to escape, us not far as we sat only feet from Kirojari. The suited man had stabbed four claw-looking things into the smoke man's body, asking him to warp us away. Magna explaining how he was out of it before asking why he could not do it, him telling how his teleportation quirk was rather new and how it was not very good for the situation. Forcing the poor bartender's quirk to activate, a big purple portal opened over his body beside us. He ordered us to go into it and flee from the place, Shigaraki asking what the was going to do as a big boom was heard. All Might went back at fighting with our big boss, distracting the league for just a moment. That moment left an opening for Katsuki to grab me. I had no resistance as I still needed to play a little hero. Dabi yelling out my name, but in no condition to fight, still holding the child in his hands. This is going to be fun, the blonde boy said, still garbying onto my waist. The league coming after him with not a moment to lose, trying their best to catch him once more. I could tell the boy was having a hard time. 6 agents, 1 was not a far fight, but hey, who said I was on his team? Sure, I don't want him to get hurt, but he was still useful in the league eyes, so they can't kill him. This for me was a piece of cake, the league not really going after me due to how I was on their side and the fact that Venom was doing all the work. Lazy as much, not having to worry too much, I could spectate the fight going on with the #1 monster. He was getting destroyed by the big boss man. It was hilarious to watch. Sure, most would think that this was bad to the hero losing, but it was all I could ask for. He killed my only family and is paying for it now. I love how karma works. I could tell he was not using his full power. It was for the sake of Bakugo and me, but little does he know I'm Agent him. My eyes had snapped away when I heard the sound of a wall breaking behind me, accompanied by a massive tower of ice. All eyes were on the scene as 3 people were launched into the air, people that I recognized as my classmates. How could I not recognize them? The vibrant red hair of Kiri's Hima, the broccoli head of Deku, and the blue slicked back hair of Ida. What in the living hell were they doing? I don't know, man, but they do have some balls. My quirk muttered to me as I continued to stare at the trio. I was right beside the angry blonde boy as we saw them fly through the air, not taking our eyes off for a second. I could see the red reaching his hand out, a look of fear and hope screamed in his eyes. Come on, he screamed at the top of his lungs, pleading for us to take his hand. Not another thing was done, as Katsuki garbed my waist once again, pointing his hand to the ground. He let off a huge exposition, propelling us forward, just missing the villain's attacks by a hair, keeping us in the air by letting off only a few more expositions, making the wind hit my face at an unholy speed. He reached his hand out to clasp that other male's hand, tightening his arm around my waist a little more. You idiots, is all he said as we continue soaring through the air like a bullet. I could hear the boys yelling, but I paid no mind to what they were saying, looking down to see all my friends look up at me. The looks of fear and sadness to see me get taken made my eyes water a bit. Though the tears, I could see the small brown-haired boy try and get my attention. Once he had it, or when he guessed he had it, he did a particular motion telling me all I needed. Bringing his fingers and thumb together and touching your cheek near the side of his mouth. Then moving his hand toward his ear and touch his cheek. It was the sign he was making with his hands, telling me where I would see him again. No one understood what he was doing, but I could see Dabi place a hand on his shoulder, looking back up at me, somehow making eye contact, putting fears to rest. We would see each other again, that was for sure. My eyes widened when I saw bright blue lights around Mr. Compress and Spinner. I was not the stapled man's fire, but the quirk of mange at work. She chucked the magician at us with just as much speed that we were going at. I thought I was going to be saved by a villain friend, but my hope was gone by a tall, big mount lady, smashing her nose into the poor man's body, knocking both out. Magna was about to send another, but was stopped when she got hit in the face. All the villains got hit, knocking them out in seconds. I for sure knew that Toga and Shigaraki were the only ones uninjured and the only ones that could save the others. Glad the little brat is all right. It was all I saw before we landed on the concrete away from the battle, and the injured comrades I had. I wish I could be over there to help them, save them from the stupid society and pain. We were all safe from the fighting, or so we thought. My head started to light up a blue color and started making move on my own, towards where we had just escaped from. The others, seeing as I was getting pulled away from them, sprung into action, trying their best to stop me from leaving, grabbing onto my legs to make me stop. Their hands slipped and let me go. The force dragging me only went in a straight line, making me smash my head into a building, making a loud crack, leaving with nothing to see but black. I'm not sure what is going to be going on with my body, but I know for sure that my head is going crazy. Flashes of memories and things I had forgotten. Toyo, why are you in my head so much? Thanks for watching my video. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss anything I post.